All right, guys, Tuesday night, Club Top Shot. As usual, lots going on. We got the NFL all-day marketplace. I might be sitting on a Super Bowl pack. We got some NBA Top Shot pack rips to do later with VIPs. We had a scare this week with OpenSea phishing. We have NFT CCO projects pumping. What else do we have going on? All kinds of stuff. Oh, Jack, back from NBA All-Star Weekend, fresh off of his TV appearance. Let's do this, guys. Damian, you can retire. Let's call up Steve Kerr right now. Tell him you're done. 3-on-2 game.
Oh, I'm an incredible basketball player. Awful shooter. Awful shooter.
Nasty jumper.
Would he ever gamble on shooting?
Here we go.
Me.
We got John lighting up again.
On that note, let me go.
All right.
Club Top Shop going up on a Tuesday.
Love. I realized right when I pressed the intro that I needed to get a seltzer. I was a little parched, and this intro is just the perfect amount of time to run to the fridge to grab a seltzer. It's nice to have that. Some of these intros, you can't get a lot done during them, you guys.
It's the perfect length. You crushed it.
I don't think that's our Club Top Shot media team who put that video together. So shout out to them. Andy is busy tonight. He might be swinging by a little bit later. Peter Jennings is chucking up 3-pointers and not playing defense right now. But we got the trio here. MBL, Jack. How are we doing tonight, guys?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Jack,
Is
fresh
there a
off.
tweet? I want to retweet the tweet. Is there a tweet?
Clay did a tweet.
Okay.
You're tagged. Your face on the thumbnail, Jack. I mean, you got solo thumbnail billing tonight.
Well, with the mfers, but yes.
That is true. I mean, but this photo, Jack, I saw. Did you post the photo of you with makeup on Twitter, or was that an Instagram exclusive?
Instagram.
I meant to reply to you and said, post this on Twitter, you coward.
I'll post it later.
I assume Twitter replies are way more nasty than Instagram replies.
Yeah, most people on Instagram. So it's kind of siphoned to different audiences. Snap, it's like my fans. Instagram, it's like friends and family. So it's generally positive on those two. And then Twitter, Twitter's more of a trolly, community, but like generally positive as well. But I think there would be different reactions for all of them.
I will say, when you posted the photo, and is that even up anymore? Or was that on Instagram stories?
No, it's on the feed. If you go to my profile and swipe to the end, the makeup is there.
Okay, I gotta pull this up because Jack looked like he was a child, like beauty pageant. It was like JonBenet Ramsey vibes.
The picture doesn't even like do it great justice. Like they almost like made my eyes like pink and like my lips like bright red and like. It was a thing.
I'm trying to find this photo, Jack. Where is it?
If you go to this.
Oh, I see it. I just got it. Here we go.
Jack, just hold up your phone. It's obviously your background. Come on.
This is Jack with me. Look how dainty. I get made fun of for not having lips, but Jack, these are dainty little lips right here. Tell us what went into this. What do we got? Mascara, blush? What do we got going on?
I have no clue. It was my first time ever doing the makeup. And it was funny because I'm very pale, obviously. I'm very fair skinned. And I said to him, like, when lights on, I come off even brighter on camera. It's not a great look. And she literally looked at me and was like, yeah, we got to make you darker. She changed my skin complexion. It's cold in Cleveland, so my lips were a little chapped, so like a little Vaseline action, a little hairspray, and the eyes is where it gets weird. It's like purple and like against the tan. Yeah,
they put purple on your eyes?
Huh?
They put purple on your eyes?
No, it just kind of comes up like the eyelid. You can see it's like a purpley little sparkly. Yeah.
Okay.
But it came out well on TV, so I was happy with that.
This is like here. I'll show you what this editor. Those American dolls. They came out with their first boy doll. That's what Jack looked like.
Exactly what I
Oh my goodness. So tell us about Cleveland. It seems like you fell in love with that city.
Yeah, so Cleveland. Let's talk about Cleveland for a second. Expectations going in were about as low as they could be, right? Because the city of Cleveland is known to not be great. The sports teams there are just an absolute joke, and it's Cleveland in the middle of February. So I go up to Cleveland and we ate lunch at this place that was spectacular. So I'm like, all right, maybe Cleveland's got some food. And honestly, the food was amazing. The food was spectacular. Every Uber you got in was the nicest person. The next Uber was nicer than the last. So like the Midwest people, and the arena was super, super cool too. Super nice. They have like an interesting layout. One of the most interesting I've sat in. Outside of that though, my description of Cleveland is like, it's Cleveland, and you don't like need to go to understand what that means. Like everything you would imagine about Cleveland, like they have 3 restaurants in the whole spot. Like they're amazing, but like everyone I talked to was like, all right, you got to eat at Barrios, Melt, Mabel's for barbecue, and Marble Room for something nice. Like there's literally 5 restaurants. It's cold as hell. It's on the water. Ubers take like anywhere from 15 to 22 minutes to come and pick you up. So you got to plan ahead for that. I had a pleasant time. There's no chance to go back for anything, like unless there's I'm trying to think like what scenario would have me go back to Cleveland. There's not really many. So I had an excellent time. It was awesome. The food is truly really, really good, but like it's Cleveland.
That I feel like, Jack, we got the Instagram version of Cleveland, just you tweeting how rosy it is. But then what was actually happening behind the scenes was you running out of food options, having to wait for Ubers. You basically told your fans a lie. You are pumping and dumping the city of Cleveland on your loyal followers.
Well, you know what? You know how dopamine is a dangerous drug. And for whatever reason, my first couple tweets, I guess like the city of Cleveland and like their people like track Cleveland. And so they started retweeting. I gained like hundreds of Twitter followers from just Clevelites. And so like I was playing into it a little, and like I was enjoying the meals. I wasn't going to tweet like, oh, this sucks waiting 17 minutes for another Uber. But yeah, I would never go back. And they're going to pay like those 400 followers. When it comes to football season, I'm just trolling like Baker Mayfield. They'll quickly unfollow, and I'll be on to the next city.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, we should see how many new Cleveland followers you have by tweeting out something like, Dearness Johnson is the best running back on the Browns roster. Changed my mind. just watch the replies floated.
Yeah.
Jack, did you make your way to Forest City?
No, what's that?
That's like the trendy part of Cleveland. So a friend of mine who I used to work with once upon a time in New York, he's from Cleveland. He moved back to Cleveland probably 6 years ago, and he opened a shuffleboard bar. Do you know what's the place called? Royal Palms in Brooklyn. You know that place?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
It's a shuffleboard bar. He basically did that in Cleveland. Very trendy place. So you might like Cleveland a little more if you went there.
I mean, no offense to your friend, but like the people of Cleveland aren't trendy. Like I don't know if that's the right target.
Forest City is very trendy. It's like Brooklyn of the Midwest. That's what they say. I've never been there.
Okay.
Jack, I feel like where do you want to live, Jack? Because you shit on New York, you shit on Cleveland.
I want to go to Miami.
Where
not like South Beach, but like Midtown or downtown Miami is where. And I would do maybe like LA. I think what I really want to do is like just bounce around, and once I get a family, I think that all changes. But like for now, with like a work from home, how we're able to do that, and everything's kind of more flexible. Meetings aren't necessarily in person. I think like this is the best time to like go to Phoenix for 3 months, spend a summer in the Hamptons or Fire Island, like go to Miami during the winter. Like that's what I would want to do. It's obviously easier for me, although we are in the new apartment, so I'm kind of locked in.
How is it?
So just to translate what Jack said, he wants to live like a retired multimillionaire is kind of what you would like to do.
That's the ideal world. Now, I'm realistic in knowing that I'm stuck here in New York for the next year, but long term, we'll see.
You are fully domesticated. I mean, talk about pumping your Instagram bags tonight, but I mean, we're getting to see it all. I get to see your dinners with Haley, putting the apartment together. I feel like I get to live the Jack Settleman reality show through your Instagram stories.
Good. That's the intention. Is like I said, Instagram's for family and friends. You fall into that category. Mike, I don't think he follows me. He's just on Twitter. He's more of a troll.
I don't have an Instagram. Come on, do you think I have an Instagram?
What if? Do you know how many people on Instagram are looking for collateralized loans of their Top Shot moments?
I'll send someone else out there. I can't do Instagram. Jack, can we see the new apartment? Can you give us a little tour?
Yeah, there's not much going on right now. We got one piece of the couch, which was exciting.
Very nice.
We got the kitchen's nice. That's a corner table that won't be there. This is where the TV will go. And we're hooked in, so I can't take you to the bedroom, but there's like a bed and a dresser and a TV. So that's that.
These chat bots are evolving. Normally it's just one and done with a block with one of these spray and pray message. Damon Skinny, you got a long leash tonight. Jack Settleman is a Sixers fan, sprayed in the chat 9 times. I will allow it.
Yeah, D-Mang, I'll have lighting. This is obviously not the final setup. I'm on the laptop tonight, but content creators, you can't just move. Remember how long it took Jennings to get his studio? I will be quicker, but wow. People are obsessed with me as a Sixers fan, apparently.
I'm just glad. Normally these you guys are, doing very racist, misogynistic, bigoted, comment trains. And the fact that you realize the key to succeeding is just gently trolling Jack.
I don't think you understand, though. I would rather be, I don't want to say that, but that's one of the worst things that I could ever be as a Sixers fan. I despise them. So,
yes, it is highly offensive, but also cut it out because I will start blocking you if you're ruining the chat experience for everyone else. I do want to circle back and hear more about the All-Star Game experience, but Mike, what's going on with you? How has stuff been with Flowty since launch now?
Flowty's going well. We've had nice activity. We've got a lot of people coming into the Discord, asking good questions, coming up with good concepts. So we're having a good time with it. Fundraising is going well. We should hopefully be wrapped up over the next couple of weeks. And so that's been good. We are working on adding new collections to our support. So it won't just be Top Shot moments. When I open up the Flowty Instagram, we'll be able to pump not just Top Shot, but maybe some of the other collections on Flow. So hopefully we'll be able to roll that out pretty soon. And I think there are a few people out there who are looking for that. And
is that like ballers or all day?
Probably ballers first.
Okay.
Probably ballers first. Yeah. Well, we'll see. All day and UFC are sort of similar to Top Shot in that it's not fully in our control. We need them to go non-custodial, whereas ballers, we just need to add support to it. And so likely ballers first.
Cool.
All right, Mike, I'm going to have the same tough conversation I had with Jack a few months back. I think it's time you change your profile picture to a baller to properly pump Flowty in all of its offerings. It's time to make the change. Larva Lab's down bad anyways. No one will notice.
So it's true. At some point, I'm gonna have the hoodlums go up against the ballers, and whoever wins some sort of poll will win my profile picture slot for at least a few months.
Really?
And so, at some point, that'll be coming. But once we support these collections, we'll do that. But yeah, I've got a ballers. I've got a bunch of hoodlums. We have a few good options. I have some nice hoodlums actually.
Okay. Have I showed you?
It's coming. It's coming. Unlike Jack, I'm responsive to your suggestion. Jack just flat out rejected it and said that's stupid. Who needs that? And now, Jack, I think famous Jack now has a knight as your profile picture, right or no?
No, I'm back to Web 2, Jack. I'm back to Web 2, Jack.
Jack, are you the most famous person we've had on Club Top Shot, by the way?
No.
You're getting there.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, Jack went away from, I think it's been a lot of these pump and dumps, phishing scams. It just made you feel less like you want to feel a part of Web3. Is that why you made the profile?
I want to be back in the Web 2 where I can break the heart in news. That's more about, I can love Cleveland and be a Clevelander and break the heart in news. That's where I want to be right now.
Is your theory that people won't respect you as an NFL and NBA insider, if you have an NFT,
I know it's true because I broke the Kyrie news and it had like 10 retweets. And then I go personal profile pic and I've got 20,000 likes. And then I post a video of Pat Beverly, I got 20,000 likes. So the Web3 is good for engagement farming in the Web3, but that's a niche community. I got to think broader here.
Do you need a separate Twitter for Web3? Is that what's going to happen?
Maybe like a burner account.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've thought like what happens to me, and I'm not a good, I think I could be a good shit poster, but I just don't like switching back and forth between. It's like, oh, I want to make a very specific best ball joke. Oh, now I want to make a very specific like ballers profile picture joke. And it feels like just too much. It's almost like one feature I think would be sick on Twitter is if you could like basically on your feed have different topics or things you want, like NFL Dynasty, NBA best ball. And then your followers could like opt in for which of those things they want to hear from you. And then like you could personally tag your tweets with that subject. So then it's like if I have some random CryptoPunk thought, like 90% of my people who follow me for fucking best ball shit don't care and they can just opt out of it. But I just don't like tweeting across the spectrum like some of you guys do.
I've thought about that recently. Because I'm in the same boat. Like I lived multiple lives within Twitter, and I guess it's like newsletter. Like, do you do a newsletter if it's actually that targeted? And then would people actually want to tag their tweets? You know what I mean? And then it's the same thing. It feels like Discord, right? Like, all right, follow me if I'm talking about sports versus food, but then it's like, all right, only NBA, NFL, NHL. That stuff.
How good is Twitter's algorithm? Like, can they see which of your followers will want to see which type of tweet from you? Or like, it can't. It's not that
He's
good.
saying you would kind of opt in.
So, but it's by person. It's not like by keyword or something, right?
Right.
So like I could go to Jack's profile and I could opt out of all of his NBA insider tweets, but just
should I drop a source right now?
Yes.
Oh boy, breaking news.
We'll pump it. We'll all pump it.
All right. I'll queue it up right now, and then I'll let you know when it's live.
Should we talk about it first? Like, what are you going to put out there?
No. I have an actual source on this one.
Actual source?
We shouldn't break it on Club Top Shot, though?
Wait, what's the implication for what the other source was, Jack?
I don't know.
You got to break this on Club Top Shot.
I'm going to. It's actually about my boy Jamal.
Jamal Murray?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, while you're, working the back channels, tell us about NBA All-Star Game outside of the city of Cleveland. What were the highlights?
Yeah, Cleveland was great, as we said. I didn't do much Friday night. I was at dinner with my brother, who he's been in the chat before. And it's pretty funny because I think we've met athletes and celebrities before now. He's never been in the room with one of them. And so Jalen Rose actually happened to sit down right next to us at the bar. And we grew up Michigan fans, so maybe there's a little extra in it. But, like, it's crazy watching someone, like, lose complete focus over literally everything. Like, I was trying to talk to him, and he's just, like, listening to, like, what Jalen Rose is saying, which is pretty funny. We left Jalen alone because, I don't know, I'm not really, like, unless I had something I actually wanted to talk to him about, it's not really, like, I don't need to disrupt him. And 8 other people sent him drinks. It was interesting. So that was funny. And then we went to dinner, and Channing Frye. Do you know Channing Frye, Pete?
Yeah. He used to play on the Suns, right?
Yeah, he played on the Suns. He played in Cleveland, so that's why I was there. He is probably the most interesting athlete I've ever talked to. He is obsessed with wine, has his own wine company. Kevin Love's a partner in it. And we talked for 2.5 hours about the wine, all the different countries, the grape. It was really cool to see like an athlete who, for 20 years was a basketball player, because like he only cares about wine. It was cool. Saturday, I thought the dunk contest was terrible. 3-point was okay. I liked the skills challenge. And then Sunday, I thought the game was, it's boring in the first half. Steph was pretty incredible. LeBron hit the game winner. I went on live television. I'll give you one funny story of in the green room. It was like a TNT bleacher talent. So like some reason I was in there, and then it was like Ernie Johnson, and then Chuck and Shaq walked in, and they're putting on their like all NBA 75 blazers. And Shaq's like, Chuck, like who the fuck gave you one of those blazers? Like even off the air, they're the exact same people. And Chuck's like, you can fly down to Auburn, you can fly up to Philly. I got statues outside both. And Shaq's like, you can fly to LA. I got one in Baton Rouge. Like as if anyone in the room was questioning if like either one of them deserved to be on the list. And then of course Chuck, like Kenny Smith, who's not on the all 75. Chuck's like, Kenny, where's your blazer? And he's like fucking with him. So it was cool to like be in that scene, but it was a good game. And it was cool to see all the legends honored. It was cool that MJ showed up. It was cool LeBron kind of had that in his home city. And now we're on to the final third of the season.
Jack, you missed just a ripe opportunity to kind of raise your hand there with Shaq and Charles busting balls and saying, I'm going to have a statue of me in the Snapchat metaverse. I mean, how do you not hit him with that one, Jack?
I should have. I definitely should have.
Mike, did you watch any of the All-Star Game festivities?
I did. The dunk contest was a mess. I thought the game itself was fun to watch. I mean, Steph just went absolutely bonkers. It's crazy to watch him. And aside from that, it was just a good time. Ja doing his thing, LeBron with the game-winning shot. And the 75th anniversary stuff was pretty cool. That's a cool one that you went to that, Jack, and you experienced that. I mean, that was an unbelievable collection of people all in one place. So that was pretty cool.
Well, let's I forgot to mention, I went to the NBA crossover, which is like the NBA NFL experience for NBA. The Top Shot little pop-up was there downstairs. It was pretty packed. Cade Cunningham was in there when I was there. They had like a QR code to sign up. If you put your info in, you got like free Sour Patch Kids. Apparently people were clowning on that, but it was like they had to capture information in like a fun, creative way. And that was kind of how the NBA allowed for it. And then the Jalen Green thing, I think, was a bummer, but it was a really good learning experience. I would assume for them that, you know, working with the NBA is obviously super tough. Then you have the NBA NFTs that came out. It was a really interesting weekend for Top Shot. I got to talk with like Jacob and a couple of the team, the guy who made the actual chain. They're trying. They're definitely trying. To say marketing's not on though, I think that's where I like push back and say like that's marketing. Like they were running commercials all on TNT the whole weekend. They have the pop-up. So marketing's on. The results are not, you know, where we want to be, but it's a long process. So we'll see. I'm curious what it looked like from home, Mike.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys looked at the promotions, but basically they have these new team all-star auctions going on right now. And a lot of people were kind of pissed off with those, kind of saying, hang on, like we already own Top Shot Moments. Why are you guys auctioning off the utility that was kind of promised to us? Which I think is a valid question. We haven't gotten too much feedback on that. Rohan put out a tweet kind of addressing it, but sort of a kick the can kind of tweet, like, yeah, it's coming. But anyway, they did make it so that there was 31 of these, and one of them is given away to current collectors. And there were ways for you to kind of scan a QR code on TNT to increase your chances of winning that one of 31. And so, yeah, it was kind of cool to see them do a more serious marketing push. I do think there's going to be a lag effect. People won't just see the name and see one ad and sign up, but these things are cumulative. They add up. The brand becomes more familiar. I think that the biggest disappointment of the weekend was sort of out of their control. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but when the Jalen Green thing was going on, Wade was talking, or he was commentating on the contest, and he said, I think that might be connected to Jalen Green having a sponsorship with Coinbase instead of Top Shot, which was that's messy. I don't know if that's on Top Shot to like let everyone know that this is coming and to be prepared.
Well, how about the fact that the Dwayne Wade thing, like they already paid him a shit ton of money.
Yeah, like he should know what the fuck it is.
Right.
Yeah. So that was really bad. And so people were upset with Dapper about that.
It was tough to tell.
Yeah, so people were upset with Dapper about that, but like I think overall it was a good weekend, just kind of showing their reach, what they can do, that they're pushing on marketing and commercials and all that at this point, that they can get tied in enough with the NBA that here we are kind of a year and a half after they launched, and they've got someone putting on a Top Shot necklace in the dunk contest. That's pretty cool to see. And so, well, we'll see if it has a huge impact, but I thought it was cool. Not that they could have executed a bit better. The Wade thing was pretty disappointing, but overall it was pretty cool from home. It was good to see.
This fucking chat.
Oh man!
Oh,
you're working on overload here.
So I talked to Jacob. I said, "What's the expectation? How much will each of these go for?" Before I reveal what he believes, what do you guys think? And I'm curious what chat thinks too. So just so everyone knows, 5 years of all access, lower bowl tickets to both all 3 nights of the competition. You get like an on-court photo, a VIP meet and greet with an NBA legend or all-star. And then obviously you get to hold the NFT.
You want to go first, Opposite?
No, I mean, I thought it was cool. I mean, this is getting at what we've been talking about. I think even Jennings had been pounding the drum for this kind of stuff for a long time, like really high-end exclusive treatment that you can't get anywhere else, that Top Shot and Dapper are able to get because of their connections, that you basically experiences you can't buy otherwise. And so I think this is a step in the right direction for that. What was your take, Mike?
So yeah, I agree with all that. I think what would be nice to know is there a secondary market for this? Like basically, can you win this and then for a year or 2 years or 3 years lease it out basically and say, right, okay, I don't want to go to the one that's in Minnesota. Yeah. Does someone else want to go to that one and sell it to you for $5,000 for this year or whatever? I think that would make them more valuable. It would almost feel like a burden to go for 5 straight years of it. Yeah. It's a really, really cool thing. And again, I think to your point, it's a show of reach and access, which is pretty cool. So in answer to the question, my guess is in the range of 25 to 50,000 for the auctions. A couple things. I'm just not sure that there are that many people on the platform today who want to spend 6 figures on something like this. I don't know if the plan or goal is to get regular NBA fans in who might pay up for an experience like this, but I think if you could do it year by year, it might go higher than a 5-year package. It's hard to think about a 5-year package. Like who knows what you're gonna actually want to do. So my guess is $25,000 to $50,000 range.
Yeah, it is a long time horizon where most people are barely planning, trips and vacations out, 6 months in advance. Yeah. A lot of people who regularly go to the All-Star games, it's because of media commitments anyway. So yeah, it is hard to know like who that target demographic is. I feel like there's some more fun stuff that you could do where maybe it was like a collection of things you could pick from, as far as going to a playoff game or I don't know, maybe it's one of the cool locations they do a preseason game abroad or something like that. Like kind of mix up the variety that could appeal to different types of people.
Yeah, I agree, which kind of goes to the secondary thing. If I could do it for like 2 out of 5 years, that would be pretty cool. I'd be interested in that, pick out a couple of cities I want to go visit. Iceman, I was in Minnesota in 2021 for a Twins game and a Vikings game. I loved it. I was there so recently, so I don't want to go back over the next 5 years. Love Minnesota. Kind of lump it in with the Cleveland Midwest vibes. Good people. The people in Minnesota are very much like Canadian people. That there's a nice overlap there. Very friendly people. Love the cold. Embrace the cold. Take pride in going out in like 4-degree weather in t-shirts. It's a vibe up there. I like it.
I will say this in Iceman, and there has been a contingent of people wanting to host the very first ever Man's Conference in Minnesota. I will say, I think the club should not rule out a late May trip to Minnesota for VCon and to heckle Andy at his panel. And like, I wouldn't actually go to the conference.
You own a V-friend?
No, but I would go out there and go to the bars and drink and hang out. And and sneak in to Andy. You know what? I could have someone. I think Ercolano has a V friend. I think Holka. And Holka lives there. So I don't know. I feel like with some friends, I think they have some plus ones. We could probably find our way into VCon.
All right.
I'm down.
Do you guys know the NFT influencer, the kid Shamdu?
Yeah, he's like 14, right?
He's like 14. Did you see his tweet about Gary Vee last night?
No.
He was like, dude, I just found out that Gary Vee's only like 46. I thought he was like at least 60 years old.
You know, Gary's going to run with that. That's like half his bit is about how young he is and how much life he has to go and how young, I'm curious what Chad thinks. What does Chad think for 5 years NBA All-Star NFT? And then I'll give you what.
Did Overset submit a guess?
Sorry, for how much it would go for?
With the long time horizon and a lot of that gibberish.
Sorry, I was also shook that you leaked our Club Top Shot exclusive on Twitter first year.
It's already out?
This is the worst. I mean, this is what we're calling breaking news now.
Oh my God. He's been out for a while.
Jamal Murray is set to return in the month of March. Way to cast a wide net on that return, Jack. The team
I'm just telling you, he's coming back. That's big implications. I took my Nuggets to win the West last night. They're going to get him back, Porter Jr. back. I'm just saying, that's some good alpha here.
So what? Sorry, what am I guessing the amount that it's going to go for?
Yeah. Do you know this? Do you know the situation? They're auctioning off 30 of these things.
I honestly didn't. I thought it was a giveaway for like
one giveaway,
and then they're auctioning off 30 of them.
Okay, so and do we have bidding action?
No,
so
it
far?
Starts tomorrow. The Lakers one starts tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Have they put an estimated value themselves on it or no?
Not that I've seen.
I'll say it goes for $25K.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I think they haven't really specified like if you buy the Pelicans one versus the Lakers or Knicks. I think there's going to be offshoot of pricing there. I also think I'm only allowed to maybe be in the Knicks auction because of my fandom. I'm not sure if that's for sure or not. They said they're expecting it to be like $100,000 a pop. I think that's obviously not what's going to be the case, but
they need to market to the best ball bros who are willing to lock up their money for an entire year. I mean, who's locking up 100,000 in
an entire half decade?
Oh my God.
I think it's a cool concept. I think I'm only interested in it because it's going to give a really, really, not a great, but a really, really good indication of like Platinum Ice and auction on the Top Shot platform, getting money into a Flow wallet or Dapper wallet, when you're going to FOMO into it and when you have an initial price and then you're in the bidding action. So that's what I'm intrigued by. And then I've heard that like people are thinking about teaming up and doing a giveaway, and it's a marketing thing because for a fan, that is a really cool gift to get. So if they're at like $15K, do you go and buy one and give that away if you're a company and it's like a marketing thing? But is there a price?
Interesting, Flowty.
Right. Wink, wink, Mike. But is there a price for personal that you'd be like, all right, that's a must buy? Like I see John Thompson saying $6 to $9 grand. Like if the Knicks one was under 10 grand, like I'm buying that. Partially because I know I'm going to All-Star probably for the next few years. So that's like a need, a great. But is there a price to you?
I wish they put more details around. They have a few like open-ended things. They've got like just general Top Shot perks and like general team perks. If I knew what that meant, I would feel better about putting like real money behind it. But like if the primary thing you're getting here are like good seats for the All-Star game, like again, I don't know if I like value that much. Like if you take the NFT context out of this, and this was just an auction off of Top Shot, and it said you can win, you get all-star tickets, you get like maybe these dinners, you get a photo here. I mean, I wouldn't attribute like massive value to that. So I want to understand like what are the unknowns here? What do you get with this? Is this something where like you're gonna look back and say, "Holy crap! I can't believe it only went for that amount"? And like, I don't know, I'm like a little skeptical. I guess I'm probably in like a similar range to that, like maybe like 10 to 15 grand. Maybe like, would I really want to pay 15 grand for that? Probably not. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard too, even just from like, I do think companies and businesses would be into that, but I mean, the way companies operate, like they have annual budgets, like no one's making a 5-year, entertainment, wine and dine budget for clients and stuff too. So, but I guess that's, someone mentioned in the chat, it's an NFT. You could sell it, which would actually be really interesting to see how the price would decrease. It's almost like its own Dutch auction where the value gets extracted out of it a little bit each year. And then like, do you take advantage of all the 1-year perks and then put it up on the market for someone else? That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Right. I'd love to know about the secondary possibility, because like 1 year of this at 1/5 of the auction price to me is like way more attractive than 5 years of it.
Well, you'd imagine you're going to get a discount by obviously getting it for 5 years, right? So if you said this is worth $3K per year, which is probably worth actually. All-Star is actually a really expensive weekend, like not getting there necessarily in hotels, but like the tickets are like $400 to $500 to get in, which is pretty nuts.
For the game itself, or for like the whole weekend?
For the game.
Wow.
Yeah, even in fucking Cleveland. So
whoa.
How do you price it on a 1 year versus 5 years? We'll see.
It's a good question. I'm interested to see. Here's another question. Do we think the first one, where do we of the 30, setting aside teams, there's 30 of them, is the first one, does that end up near the top of the auctions, near the bottom of the auctions, near the middle?
It's interesting. What I know is Lakers is first, right? So that was obviously strategic. And Knicks is actually either last or second to last. So they kind of bookend what they expect and what I think we all agree will be the most. It'll be interesting to see, right? If the Lakers goes for, let's say, 25, you can obviously reason that Pelicans, Blazers, Jazz, like those aren't going to go over 25 grand, which I think people will be like, okay, that makes sense. Versus if you set the floor kind of low, how high would the rest go? I think you'll have to see the bidding. Either the Knicks will go for a quarter of the price of the Lakers, or it'll beat it out if people actually show interest in these things.
5 years, guys, on a high valued NFT. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking right here? Little fifth of an all-star game experience.
Honestly, I'm not opposed to that concept. Like, go with 5 and then figure out who's going to each one.
Like, what are the chances I'm friends with Mike in 5 years?
You don't have to be. I don't want to go with you. Just you go 1 year, I go a different year.
You just need to be able to get in contact with me.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're all going with people outside of this. I mean, it's just saying
we have like 3 or 4 months together, and that's probably it from here.
I mean, you're not even on Instagram. That's where I'm communicating with my people.
Yeah, I'm in the troll replies of Twitter.
So let's talk a little bit NFL all day, because I know they were having issues opening up the marketplace today. I know some of the sites coming out with the account valuations, there were some really high valuations there based on just the few moments that were listed. Where have you guys been at with the NFL all day stuff? And I'll also mention, I did today create in the Deposit Kingdom Discord. We of course have Club Top Shot. We now have Club All Day. So if you're looking for your home to talk about all day, what a really funny anecdote about this. I open this up. I see a guy with a white name, which in Discord means they're very new to the server. I search in Jelly Bones. His first post, he had entered the server in January. His first post was today, seconds after I created this challenge, and he just wrote postponed all day. This guy had been lurking in the Discord, just waiting for a place to vocalize his frustrations with NFL all day. Anyways, how are you guys processing this new development?
So I went on to the site. you go to all day, it takes you to a different tab. So the marketplace actually doesn't seem to be on the all day thing, which was a little bit confusing. And at that time it was down. So I came back a few hours later. I was interested in like, what are the legendaries being listed at? And then I looked up Lamar and I realized, I guess week 13 was the Steelers game. So he's not even going to be in what is, I guess, series 1. So that kind of had me bummed out. It's going to be fun coming at it from like this perspective, right? Where obviously Mike and I and you, Pete, and Jennings and Andy, like we can't be whales unless we put, a fuck ton of money into it. And so I'm going to be a collector on this. And so no Lamar kind of shot my, my initial instinct to get in there. I think the Brady stuff will be cool because I was at the Super Bowl. I think the Cup and maybe a Donald moment will be cool. But like I have zero interest in Davis Mills, like trying to bet on Davis Mills or a Najee or a T. Higgins.
Yeah, it's part of the challenge. Like, because everyone's seen what happened with Top Shot for the early adopters, a lot of this is priced at probably somewhat reasonable market values today. So there's less opportunity to just kind of scoop up a ton of assets and massive stacks of things and just like wait for everyone else to arrive. It's kind of, people are here already.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, we've talked about this too. I mean, it's so much easier for, a non-top 50 player in the NBA to have a really sick moment, just right. The way basketball and not having helmets and just that versus like Jack was saying, like, it's basically impossible for, Davis Mills would have to have like an insane Hail Mary or some no look, Mahomes-esque pass. Like one of his standard plays is not going to be able to transcend what has longevity on the site. And like, I was talking to Mike Zakarian from Team Hold today, and it was like, when I'm thinking about this stuff, it's either I want the sick quarterbacks or I want the super young baller receivers like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. And I'm like, outside of that, I have basically no confidence that any of this other stuff can withstand the test of time. And I was even using Cooper Kupp as an example. Like he's coming off an absolute insane season. Like, just honestly astounding what he did this year. And like he's going to regress next year. He can't do next year what he did this year. And if he were to have a bad season, like he doesn't have enough of a legacy to where his moments are going to hold up over time. And so that just makes it very dicey for me, just knowing how cruel football is to the longevity of these players.
Yeah, in sports cards, it's brutal. It's like 7 quarterbacks sell, and that's just about it. I will say it's tougher for Mills to have a moment, but in the same vein, like Cup's Super Bowl moment, like the final set is like not even that cool in the NBA because it's not like some insane play from that set. Versus Cups are like, a game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. True. And Donald's got a game-winning sack.
Yeah. And the question is like right now, these Cup moments feel cool to me, but like in 2 years, how are we going to feel about a Cup Super Bowl moment?
Right.
Yeah. Like that highlight just like doesn't, it's not that exciting. I guess like the time of the game was exciting, but like the Marshawn Lynch, like beast mode run would be like a great all day play. Like maybe like the Nick Foles Philly special thing would be a great all day play. But like there just aren't that many super interesting plays that happen out there. And I think the helmet thing kills it. I don't know. I feel like they're if you think back in history, also like Jack, which of the old players hold up well in terms of value? Like which NFL players? Like are Jerry Rice cards worth a bunch?
Jerry Rice ones are because I think they're like super scarce. Right. Like people didn't necessarily hold on to them in good condition. Brady, obviously, although he retired like a
month. What about Drew Brees?
Brees, no. Peyton, like a little, but only a couple. Rodgers like doesn't sell great. Montana does, but like a lot of that stuff is just because the cards are so old that there's only so many like ones in good condition, and so those ones run up high, but they don't sell like the modern stuff.
It's interesting. I don't know if it's the NFL or just because of the helmets or whatever else, but the star power just isn't nearly as strong in the NFL that it is in the NBA.
Yeah,
I also think like the art design, like on this, one thing that Top Shot did good, it like they felt 3D. Part of that is from the design with kind of the cubic element and the way it almost feels like it pops out. These feel so flat. Yeah. Like there's some, and even going through these, I don't know, there's something about it that just doesn't seem as futuristic and cool as the way when I first navigated Top Shot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not vertical. It's not. Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's tough though too. Yeah, because I remember these plays and from watching the games and playing DFS and all this stuff, and they're like cool plays. But man, I just the way we think about Top Shot, and I know right when I first got on, and Jack, you making the big bet on LeBron, and the way hearing Pete and Mike and Andy talk about kind of their investment thesis with Top Shot, and I'm like, when I apply that to NFL all day, there's not a lot of moments that kind of fit that criteria.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it evolves.
Yeah. And I do. What is your guys' thoughts on like the other kind of team melt stuff that they're doing too? It feels like they're trying to figure out how do we make this collectible stuff work for the NFL game.
Yeah, I like that sort of concept because, again, like we're talking about, there's only so many super exciting plays that can happen and so many household names, but people are very loyal to their teams. People have, significant affiliation with their teams, excitement about their teams. And let's see, I haven't watched too many of these, actually. Let's see.
Yeah, this is the Steelers team out. Looks like, at least up on the marketplace right now, there's a Lions one and a Steelers. Jack, do you know if those are the only two out altogether or just the two that are up right now?
For legendary?
Let's see.
No, there was a bunch of legendary listed. What do you have it? Oh, you have play type.
Yeah, I just did the team melt. I just wanted to see which the team melt style. Yeah.
I guess.
I like this. I like the concept. But again, like as we're watching this isn't like, oh my Lord, what an amazing play. It's just kind of like basic plays.
Well, this one's, I guess, a game-winning drive for their first win or something.
Right.
Which is like, what an awful moment.
Yeah,
I know.
Like if you're a Lions fan, you're like, oh, I want to own our so we didn't go defeated this year.
Right. I know it's like conceptually like a 2-minute drive and all that. It's just like not that compelling to watch.
Yeah. It really does feel like you're watching like a YouTube compilation of their final drive.
It should. It's hard, right? Because I understand that the way that they're going to operate as a platform is continuing to introduce supply. And of course they'll get to what Top Shot's doing with challenges, and there'll be more, quote unquote utility for some of this stuff. But like as a diehard football fan, looking back on this season, if you say, Pete, what's the story of the Detroit Lions? And to me, the only thing that comes to mind is Amon-Ra St. Brown's finish to the season. So we have a young rookie wide receiver who defied expectations based on his draft capital and was just electric down the stretch. And to me, that's like the only lasting memory from this team. And so are there ways that you could curate these moments based on what people actually care about and remember? Because like you said, outside of some sick Detroit Lions fans, no one gives a shit about this.
Well, the irony is that Amon catches the game-winning pass in this. But I see what you're saying there. I think it is interesting if they had gone about it like what do we love about sports cards is you're making an investment in these players, and if it's a rookie year, that's their rookie card. And so if they had player melted all his best moments from his rookie year into a compilation and then rookie badged it, I agree. Yes. That's way more, and that's more interesting than the static card, right? That is super interesting. And then you can use it in a fantasy element too. But we know like that, it's just not gonna, the money is not, it's in the print. Like it's in the print to supply, get the packs. Like it's a printing machine. And I think it's just very clear that that's the intention of Dapper at this point in time.
If I was Liam, shout out to Liam Murphy, who won Best Ball Mania 2 on Underdog Fantasy this year for $1 million. And he had a mini stack in this game. He had Rashad Penny on the Seahawks and Amon-Ra St. Brown on the Lions. If I was him, I would want this moment here of Amon-Ra as a true collectible to remember that experience. But yeah, I do love that idea of a player melt Give me the compilation from that rookie, because that's where you're really able to say, what can I do that sports cards can't do here?
Right.
And that's melt these things together and have this composite of the best plays. The problem is, to make that work, right, is we'd want a really limited edition size. Like, we'd want it out of, no more than 5,000 or whatever that number is, to make it truly feel special. And I think that's the hard thing that they wrestle with it. And they're wrestling with it on Top Shot with the supply stuff too.
Yeah.
I think D-Mang is right that the footage itself would benefit from kind of more build up or more close-ups or something like a little more than just like you're sitting on your couch kind of watching it and then watching the gameplay. And I do think there's an issue with just the plays themselves aren't that exciting generally. Like a dunk or like a cool three or like a crossover the defender falls over, I think is generally like more entertaining to watch than like, I don't know, a touchdown catch outside of like pretty extreme ones.
Yeah. Brian did mention here, and I did just search. He says they have player melt. So I want to see are these from a specific game, or are these from let's see this Travis Kelce. So it does still look
from like drives. They're from drives.
It's from a drive. Yeah. And so, I was saying more like, I don't care about the specific Travis Kelce, but say last year when he had that massive campaign, could you have his best plays from that entire season?
I'm just trying to think. Football is obviously fun to watch. So how can they try and capture what makes it fun to watch, what makes it entertaining in these moments? Because like these do seem a bit boring.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know. Maybe they need like more like the announcers or something like that.
Here's a really good prism to view it through, right? If a moment could make it onto a Sports Center top 10, to me, that's worthy of a moment, right? If it can't be shared or go viral on Twitter, or people get excited about the clip, like, then what are we even doing, right? Like, if we can't get excited in that very moment for something, like, in none of these plays from Travis Kelce were going viral on Twitter for how sick they were.
The game winner is pretty good in overtime. Yeah. I hate this melt because I actually tried points betting his touchdowns times receiving yards for $5 units, and we would have won like $6,000. And PointsBet limited us to like 20 cents, which is a bummer. So I'll never forget this game from Kelce because of the lost funds. But
isn't it funny that all of our memories tied to NFL is just like gambling, DFS, and best ball?
Someone in the chat said that's why we remember the shit. And I think I posted that throughout the years. Like, eliminate fantasy and gambling. Like, the NFL product is brutal. Like, no one's watching like, if you put Seahawks Saints on Monday Night Football and you said you cannot bet on it, you can't play fantasy, and you can't tweet, like, no, like, you could not pay me to watch that.
Except for the fans of those teams, which is why, like, how can they better tie it to the teams, I guess? And the team melt thing kind of does that. I just think like the camera angles, like the Kelce one at the end there, where they showed the angle behind Kelce with, kind of from Mahomes' perspective. The same thing they did with the Stafford no look throw. Like, that's a cool angle. Like, someone mentioned in the chat that, if you could present, I don't know, the all 22 or something like that, or like run a little analysis on it, or use the I can't remember, the like advanced analytics, the next gen stats or whatever it's called, something like that, to just add more to the play. What made this a cool play beyond what we can just see from home?
How about something like, again, we're all thinking about this in terms of gambling and fantasy. Like, to me, what if you had, Travis Kelce, like a little graphic, like he finished his tight end 1 on the week and he had 28 PPR points, at least something to help frame it in ways that, might resonate with us more. And maybe that's a bad idea, but I'm still just trying to think, like, how do you give these a little bit more gravitas? Because a bunch of them don't have that right now.
Yeah. I mean, give them utility, right? That's the other thing, is give them utility. It's going to be interesting because they've said, right, OTM, go do your thing. Moments ranks built like their game. And I think the fantasy element clearly is a good use for it. And someone in the chat. Yeah, sorry, Rick. But now they're like, all right, flash challenges. Now, is that a way to move the market, or can we play in a fantasy aspect? Is that legal for that? You know, it's complicated. It's tough. They got to work with the leagues. That's a brutal process. But I think they do take our kind of feedback and recommendations, and they're listening. I know they're listening, not necessarily at this moment, but in general. So don't be afraid to, you know, who was the guy in Discord who wanted to vent and
Jellyfish?
tell Jellyfish, tweet it into the abyss. Maybe someone from Dapper will see it and enjoy it.
I mean, I think the chat's got some interesting suggestions here. Like watching NFL films is like interesting, dramatic. They put music around it. They have commentary. Yeah. They've got like a little history sprinkled in. They've got cool camera angles. You know, things like that. And like Chris Berman's like 2 minutes or whatever he does. You know, that's fun to watch. There are ways to make the plays more interesting, but just kind of watching the plays from the same angle we have from our couch, kind of random plays from the middle of the game, doesn't seem like that interesting. So I don't know if they need to focus more on more important plays or add some audio to it that makes it more interesting.
How about this for an idea? So there's a moment that comes out and Top Shot hires various people to do the play-by-play voiceover for that. So you have like the iconic, you get Chris Berman, but then you also have like fucking Snoop Dogg doing play-by-play for this. And so now the randomized aspect of is not only did you get this moment, but what announcer did you get? So it basically segment the moment in two ways, the moment itself and then the audio component as another trait for it.
I thought you were saying have fans commentate it.
I don't think anyone wants that.
I tried. I remember I went down in Tampa and tried commentating a Michael Vick highlight, and it was a lot of just like, oh, and he go, oh, like, you know, leave it to the pros. But yeah, if it was Snoop or it was, you know, someone like that.
John, we're talking about fucking digital collectibles. The entire thing is gimmicky, bud. There is nothing cool or ungimmicky about any of this shit. KD Mumble commentary, that would be good.
What happened with the Durant stuff? I saw people didn't love his effort.
What? Yeah, I'm not familiar with what that was.
I guess the Durant stuff.
Just general Durant. I mean, they put up that video of him like going through the platform and buying some moments. Like, I mean, Durant isn't the most like exciting personality as is, but like it definitely didn't seem like his heart was in the promotions they did. Again, I think it's like a cool thing to be affiliated with KD, and that they have that kind of reach. I mean, KD's probably, I don't know, top 3 most desirable sponsor you can get in the NBA right now. I don't know, LeBron, Steph, maybe Giannis, like a sneaky John Morant if you really want. But
Taylor Stein in the chat says KD went one take Drake on these voiceovers. Felt like they recorded the whole thing in a half hour.
Yeah. Okay. It seemed like a relatively low effort thing from him. But again, like that's kind of KD.
Oh, I just saw the Dante DiVincenzo moment. Let's go.
Oh, where's Andy when you need him?
Wow. Andy, are your ears burning?
Yeah.
How could you sell the big, what was he? Big Ragu?
Yeah, something Ragu.
The Michael Jordan of Delaware.
I do. We're gonna open some packs in a little bit. I know Alex is gonna hop on in 10 or so minutes, but I did. We don't have our actual Solidity dev Andy here to walk us through what went down with the OpenSea scare, so we can kind of talk through it more from a user experience and how you guys were feeling about your assets when you saw that. But I believe was it Saturday or Sunday night? But how did you guys kind of process that stuff when Twitter and everyone blew up that all of our NFTs could be stolen from our wallets?
I was scary as all hell. I was like, what the hell is going on? I was with my in-laws in upstate New York. It had snowed that day, and I had to go grab my computer, get my like little Trezor thing, and make sure that my assets were still there. And then I checked and I was like, all right, like, are they still going to be there in 10 minutes? I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what I need to be doing. I tried to like revoke as many things as I can. And then, you know, every tweet comes out like revoking doesn't help. It wasn't actually an email phishing thing. Like anyone's getting hacked. And I'm like, all right, like, I think I've done all I can. I don't know what else to do. I like can't do the thing where I set up a fresh wallet and like go through a bunch of shit. Like this just is what it is. And if the hackers get me, hat tip to them.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's the family vault there. Mike just went, if it happens,
I don't know what the hell else to do. I'm like, I don't know what to do. No one knows what the hell happened.
Yeah.
Max, I typically carry my treasure with me. Yes. Not like in pocket, but just like with me.
Do you travel with your stuff?
Yeah.
You don't have to reveal your personal security on this show, Mike.
I travel with it.
Interesting.
I do think that was what was hard for so many people, was the kind of misinformation going on out there. And I feel like we've seen this with the Bored Ape hacks, where it's always the exact same story. I didn't click any links I shouldn't, they just were gone. And everyone knows, like, there was a point of failure at some point, but it's not helpful when we can't actually pinpoint what it was. And this was just like an absolute fever pitch with this stuff. There was also, OpenSea had changed that contract, the Wavern thing, when you sign it. And so that looked new for people too. So I think it was just like this, perfect storm of, everyone freaking out about something that ultimately seemed to be pretty concentrated to what it ended up being, like 100 wallets or something like that.
But there was a phishing attack.
Yes, I believe they said it was about a month ago was when the attack happened. Yeah.
So someone waited it out, and then obviously feel terrible for the people who, got scammed. But the person took all their NFTs and then was sending them back their shitty ones and then selling their best ones and sending them parts of ETH.
He was a trolley hacker for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the roller coaster emotions of getting drained and then having half of it come back to your wallet, what the fuck? But yeah, so that was a very scary thing. And I know for a lot of people too, some people made mistakes moving too quickly too, trying to do stuff. People trying to move to wallets. A lot of sites got thrown under the bus. There was the X2Y2 who had just launched their, vampire attack OpenSea killer site as well. And someone had mentioned oh yeah, I'd connected to that earlier this week. And everyone said, well, now it's X2Y2's fault. And now everyone who had claimed that airdrop this past week was freaking out. And it was just not the best look for, I don't know, the gatekeepers of the NFT space. I don't feel like anyone knew who to go to and trust. For me, there was, people were curating some tweets from developers who actually seemed to be able to kind of decipher a little bit what was going on. And I was trying to track that. But for the most part, lots of misinformation was going around.
No, it was petrifying. And is it over now? I don't know.
It was the first time that crypto Twitter actually didn't know what was going on, and I think that freaked everyone out because even the smartest people didn't really know.
Yeah. And I think on the whole too, and the takeaway, sometimes everyone's like, well, you put your assets on a hardware wallet, and that doesn't even solve a lot of the problems, right? If you're still signing random shit with your hardware wallet, it doesn't matter that your assets are on a hardware wallet. You're giving up that access via those signatures. And we are if you are, I'm going and redeeming, whitelist spots and stuff for various NFTs you own, and you're constantly collab landing and verifying stuff like this. And over the course of a week, you can be signing a lot of stuff. And then they say, read the signature, but I look at the signature and I try to verify the link, but I don't know half the fucking characters that are in it. And it was just a good wake up call to move a little bit slower, with all of this stuff.
And there's deep fake emails. That's the shit that's fucked up. I think I shared my Coinbase scare, which was I got a call, hey, have you logged in to your Coinbase from this location? I was like, no. And that's always a red flag. But then I went to check Coinbase and I had gotten logged out of it. And I was like, how would that happen? I didn't reset my password or anything. And then I look up the customer service phone number to see what the situation is, and it was the exact same phone number except the last two digits were flipped. And so if you are in a panic state and you're not really thinking straight, and then you see that and then you don't really check it 3 times, I'm sure they got a bunch of like crypto news. They were close to getting me because I was like, the second they asked for the like, I guess, authentication code, that's when I was like, okay, that's the red flag. But like, why wouldn't Coinbase, hit you up when your account got hacked? So it's scary out there, and people are gonna lose their asses. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. And I even saw some conversation too, about we all love getting an OpenSea email that we sold something, but
Right.
that also provides an attack vector that we're all fairly comfortable with. Like, you could probably send me a very real looking sell email that I would be tempted to click. And that was another kind of wake up call of like, start to use those more as, and for the most part, I do, just reading the contents, but just knowing like, I'm not clicking shit like in my email anymore. I'm going to go take the extra few seconds and type OpenSea into my browser and make sure I'm not clicking anything. So yeah, it definitely a good wake up call here, as Lou was saying in the chat. Let's see here. Was there any other stuff? Oh, I did want to talk. I know you guys are, maxis in your various stuff, but we have seen a lot pumping in the NFT space this week. The Tubbys are super hot right now, specifically on crypto Twitter. I know, Mike, you're familiar with the Tubbys because I believe you had Ratwell make you one of those comfy couches this summer, didn't you? You're muted, I think. Mike, we can't hear you.
I was muted, my bad. I had to open my Evan Mobley pack that just arrived, and I didn't want the pack music to happen because then you guys. Yeah, I know.
Why are you not saving it for the show,
it's
Mike?
It's a single pack. It's not a fun pack, but I needed to open it so I could do a challenge, and I didn't want to forget. It was a whole thing.
Okay.
So I'm muted and
carry on.
So yes, I was a couch over the summer for about 2 months, courtesy of Ratwell. A really, really meaningful time for me. It was something that Andy helped organize, and I still am a couch, but I've gone back to the original CryptoPunk, soon to be a Ballers or Hoodlums or something else. We'll see. And yeah, so.
Do you own a Tubby? Did you get a Tubby?
I didn't get a Tubby. All the alpha chats I'm in were like, oh, Tubbys, and I was like, oh, I can't be bothered.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of the Tubbys.
You haven't heard of the Tubbies?
No.
Yeah, it's Ratwell's project and a few other. They are called the Tubby Collective, mainly from the corner of more general crypto. Twitter, it's kind of interesting because it's a 20K supply project. It's another CCO thing, not promising, roadmap, utility, anything. I could pull them up here on Twitter. I've been waiting on the sidelines for this because I wasn't on the whitelist. So like,
oh, come on.
You love the art, Jack?
No, that's terrible.
They are. Some of them are like look truly horrendous. But yes, this is the hot thing right now. The Tubbys. I have not pulled the trigger. And then the other thing is the mfers.
The mfers I've been following for months. I just never bought. Oh, they crashed.
They crashed.
The bids.
No, but the floor's at 3. Yeah, it touched.
It was at 6.5, wasn't it?
It got up to 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Ghost. Me thinking the art's terrible and the project isn't great could be very bullish. I thought it didn't make sense either. So that's just my own opinion.
Yeah. I know the guys along with me in the Club MGMI Discord had quite the roller coaster with MFers because they came out, late fall, never did anything. And then, tax harvest season rolled around and we're like, this is the perfect tax harvest. Thank God I didn't tax harvest all of them and was able to enjoy a little bit of this run up. But this was like the first mint where I was like, I'm going to make a conviction bet. I'm going to mint 10 of these. Normally it's like, just grab a couple.
God.
Yeah. And of course, if I would have just sat on my hands, I would have been fine. But, had to reduce my tax bill by, 0.2 ETH.
Right.
So, yeah, that was great.
So how many do you have left?
Just one. I sold one the other day at 5 and
Nice.
sitting on my last one.
Can we see your one? Is it cool?
I like it. It's on the thumbnail. Let's see.
Oh, you were pumping your own. I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't know that.
I'm a bad pumper, but my one way that I low key pump is throwing it on the thumbnail. So here's my you can
Look
come
at
and
that
get
price.
it.
You would
$19.
sell, huh? So not a true member of the community.
No, I have a very rent seeker of the MFer community for $50K. That's true. I will exit the community gladly. Sorry, Sartoshi.
What are we looking at here? Like, what's attached to the hat?
This is actually, it's like a cigarette plume of smoke, but the way the art, I think it got a little sloppy here and it ran into the hat.
Oh,
yeah. You can see on the other ones, it's just the cigarette
What's
smoke.
the highest MFer sale ever?
There you go. So yeah, that's what's been going on in the NFT space.
What's the highest MFer sale, like the all-time high? And
There's been some big ones. Lou, or one of the NGMI guys in the chat, can probably let me know. I know like some of the hoodies and the zombies have a 20 ETH floor right now. And that was one of the reasons I probably should have been more bullish on it, is even when things were bleak, people were still buying like the rares pretty consistently and wanting those.
It looks like Ryan was pretty impressed with the art.
Yeah, Ryan's on perma tilt anytime I see him in the chat, so it's another day at the office for Ryan. Yeah. Oh, Baltimore saying 50 ETH on the highest MF for sale. So
yeah, I mean, one thing we should cover also is the NFT Worlds thing. I don't know.
What
if you guys
are those?
They are apparently parcels of land that are somehow tied to like Minecraft. I think. I don't know. We need Andy. I can't keep up with this stuff.
15 ETH for pieces of land. And the other thing that's confusing for me is I feel like, I don't know, was it Decentraland? I feel like since I've been paying attention to NFTs this past year, there's been various times where people were like, this is the land project. This is where everything is going to happen in the metaverse. And then it's never that specific one, but people seem to like this land.
I mean, this pump led to a Treeverse pump, and I had a Treeverse left, so I sold that one into this pump.
I know nothing about these other than people are going to build different games and metaverses on these plots of land. Someone help me here.
I don't know. Lou knows. Lou knows. Lou always knows. Lou Dog, tell us about NFT Worlds in like 20 characters if you can.
Okay, I can tell you 20 characters. NFT Worlds is the most capable and flexible metaverse platform. Each NFT world,
it's just the best one,
is an explorable, limitless world that can be built into anything you can imagine. NFT
Minecraft compatible.
Yeah. I'd actually like more limits. It might help me know what the fuck I'm doing with these other than limitless possibilities.
Are you going to click white paper, or are you nervous your wallet's going to get drained?
I will click white paper for the people here. Everyone go grab popcorn, seltzer. Jack and I are going to alternate paragraphs, and we are going to read the entire NFT Worlds white paper here on the show. I will say, I mean, this looks like fun stuff here. Lumber,
it looks like Settlers of Catan.
Possible values of any index.
I'd be bullish there.
Verified smart contract. There you go. Knock yourself out. I'll put it in the show notes. I will not actually put.
I saw something in the white paper that there's no actual affiliation with Minecraft.
Yeah, I saw that at the end too. That's the good note. Alpha you need here.
That's a nice new Underdog shirt. What is that? A sweatshirt? What are we looking at here? Is that a shirt?
They hooked us up. This one is just a sweatshirt. They also gave us hoodies. I left my sweatpants at the house because everyone took the large sweatpants and I had double XL and I was swimming in them. But yeah, these, I believe Underdog, did they say, Jack, they might try to make these available via some giveaways or some kind of fun means?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, I am stealing Pump's bit. He's the one who reads the white paper. Ask Pump to translate any NFT white paper for you. He's got you. Let's see here. Should we open my NFL all day pack? I think Alex might come on if he's not on dad duty before bed. Or were there any other topics you guys wanted to hit tonight?
I think just get all your crypto you can, move it to a hardware wallet. They came for Canada, they'll come for you soon.
Oh, yeah.
So just be careful out there.
Well, that was the newest thing since we touched on that last week with Pete. That was when that story was kind of developing with the truckers. And then there was the big update. Was it today where the Canadian government was upset at Brian Armstrong and some of those other exchange CEOs for recommending people self-custody their stuff? I mean, we're getting to just massive overreaches of government at this point.
Crazy. Like, it's actually crazy. I don't think people understand, like, this is a neighboring country that the government is taking money because they don't it's wild.
I think it was one of the big punk accounts had a really good thread on this. I think punk 6529. Did you guys see this one?
The transaction thing, like the right to transact?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. I will try to drop that in the chat. I think I saw it because Haralabob shared it, but just he kind of outlines why this is such a slippery slope and why, transactions is such cornerstone freedom that we should all have rights to, and how it basically has tentacles into all of the other stuff we care about, whether it's religion, whether it's, rights to free speech. All of this stuff ends up coming back to transactions in some kind of way. And I just thought it was a super interesting thread. And if you're kind of wondering why this can get out of control at some point, I do highly recommend it. I just dropped it in the chat. But did you guys have any other kind of takeaways on what's happening here with this Canadian shit?
I don't think any new takeaways. I thought that was a really good thread. I also think it's fascinating. 6529 writes really thoughtful and incredible things, but like sprinkled in there's like weird typos, like missing words. And I think it's unclear that he just kind of writes it stream of conscious, I think, and then just fires it off and doesn't give a shit, which I think is hilarious.
I think what's more funny is what it reveals about your thread writing process, Mike, where you have reviewed this piece of text for what I would assume would be hours.
It's like blatantly missing words. It's not like perfect commas and things. It's like missing words and random typos, and it's going out and getting like, it's going out to the biggest people in the world on Twitter, and he just doesn't give a shit, and I think it's fantastic.
This is incredible. We have a NFT thought leader battle right here. Mike wants
no, I don't want it. I think it's funny. I respect it.
All right. We could table some more of these conversations when we have our true NFT thought leader Andy back in the house with us. But I say we wrap up tonight opening up some packs. Yo, what up? It's DJ Pete Overzet. Welcome to the club. We didn't think things were gonna get popping tonight, but it's about to get lit. Behind door number 2, it's a 3-pointer. 1325, Kevin Durant.
Let's go.
We're gonna get a LaMelo. We're gonna get a Luka. We're gonna get a LeBron. Victory reveal. Let's go. God damn it! I don't need another layup. To the window. To the wall. The De'Aaron Fox stripped down my ball. 293 assists. Let's go. 293. Everybody get their drinks. Let's get a cheers tonight before we open up these nice packs. Alex.
What's up, guys?
Hi, buddy. Welcome to the show.
Cheers.
What up, Alex?
You said you were tentative if your teething baby was going to keep sleeping. I assume we're go on that front.
Yeah, it's always you never know what's going to happen. So, but I'm here.
Can we see the sweatshirts? Can we get a little?
Yeah, I got.
Ooh,
yes. Perfect freeze time.
Alex, I mean, this normally, like, I asked you to, pause there so I could take a screen grab, and boy, did you really do that. So I did get the screen grab right there, but we lost you, Alex. We lost you.
All right, let's see. Yeah, sorry, I think my internet just cut out for a second. Sorry about that.
You're back.
All right,
and
cool.
That's the forest green version, right?
Yeah, it is. I was gonna get the white one, but I know how dirty that would get, so I just went with the alternate color. But I like this one a lot. It's pretty cool.
There you go. Yep, we do have that new CTS logo. We got mugs, sweatshirts, all that good stuff. Link down below in the Shopify. store. But what else is new with you, Alex? Last time I think I saw you, you and I were walking back from what casino were we at?
I'm trying to remember. We were
MGM,
playing,
I think.
Yeah, we were playing blackjack at the MGM, and we walked back to the Cosmo together.
Because we could get, there was a taxi and Uber shortage, and we're like, let's just huff it.
You're like, oh, it's a little over a mile. We can do it. So it was a good time, though.
And what have you been up to since then? I know you were drafting lots of best ball teams.
I did. I drafted a lot of best ball teams. I finished top 10 in the big dog, so that was cool. And then I did a lot of playoff best ball. I waited until the week right after the conference championship games, and I maxed the gauntlet. I got 2 teams through to the gauntlet, but I did not have 5 going on either team. So I thought if Higbee played, I had a shot, but I finished like 30 something with both teams. So
were you in the big gauntlet, the one that Jennings won for the playoffs?
I was not in that one. I did
okay.
4 of those, and I got 2 to the playoffs and then 1 to the next round, but I didn't make it to the final in that one. So, but I saw he won that.
Of course he did.
Of course. Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know he was firing that hard at all of those. And then he's like, oh yeah, I just casually won the big gauntlet. It's tough being Peter Jennings is what I've learned, Alex.
I know. I saw him in a bunch of the big dogs over the summer, but not in this one. And but he managed to max. I think it was a 13 max, but yeah, he did it.
He did it. He does everything he can. Let's see here. What now I have the all day pack. What packs do you have? You have Top Shot packs, right?
Yeah, I do not have all day, but I have the all-star. I have from last week 2 elite, and then I have 5 of the standard, so I can open up whatever.
Sweet. Yeah, and just what's our inventory check? Mike, Jack, do you guys have packs to open?
Yeah, I want to do a Super Bowl one. I have a common. I actually got I was in line and would have gotten a Super Bowl premium, and then I forgot to buy it, which is just like I'm kind of surprised that they haven't figured out. Like, if I enter the queue, why do I need to then come back the second it gets revealed and then put an email, then buy it like 2 hours later, and then the email that they sent, there was still like 1,500 people. So then I left that and I totally forgot. Like, I should just say, hey, I want to buy this pack. And if I have enough Dapper balance and I get like, buy the pack. I don't understand.
I agree with that take too, because I was driving around whenever those Super Bowl packs were dropping, and I'm like, I put my email in, right, to email me when it's my turn. But then you're like having to check your email to find out when it's your turn. It's like, can't I just pre-approve? I have the money in my Dapper. When it's my turn, take it out of my account. So I can just
want to give you the money.
Or at least text me. I feel like a text I'd see more likely than an email, at least something.
There's lots of pitfalls.
So Top Shot Fund always puts up there's some way to get your email sent to your text messages. I don't know. He always puts up some link to do it. I know that's a workaround and not at all what we're talking about. Yes, you should definitely be able to prepay, and it's just process. I do not understand why you can't do that.
Crazy.
I have 2 NFL packs to open, by the way, if that's fun.
Okay. Yeah. Let's what should we do first? Should we do Top Shot or NFL first? What do we feel?
Let's go Top Shot with Alex.
Okay, Alex, let's get this screen share going here.
Cool.
What is this, Jack?
Boobless. Oh, you missed the second one. No? What? Oh, boobies. You got to do boobless. Boobless is the calculator move.
Why do you have... I haven't had a physical calculator at my desk.
This is my girlfriend.
Calculating your recent tab at Target, I assume.
Did I do it right, Pete?
I think so.
All right.
See, yeah, basically what happened is StreamYard's now started auto-selecting audio for the Chrome Share tab, and it just absolutely killed one of my best.
That's a good bit.
The freedoms we're all losing. You can't even decide on your other shit.
Yeah.
Do you have anything on your watch list, Alex?
Ooh.
I probably not.
All right. I like getting a peek behind the curtain like that.
I will say I'm always been like interested in Top Shot, but lately between the challenges and some of the packs having, you know, higher value moments and stuff like that. I've been like tracking my account way closer lately than I have been, you know, like over the summer and stuff. So
yeah, Mike, do you want to shame Alex's, you know, just
I'll scroll
dismal
down.
collector
Hold on,
score?
hold
I saw the collector's score. I withheld comment. It's 4 digits, which is
on.
good.
You can shame me, Mike. It's all right.
There is no shame here. We don't shame. We're one big Club Top Shot family here.
No, Mike doesn't shame anymore. He actually recommends that you take out a collateralized loan to boost that collector score for a period of time. All right, let's rip through some of these packs.
Yeah, should I just do the elite ones? Should I do the standard ones? What do you guys?
Let's start with the elite. See
All
what
right.
we're working with. Make sure we got. Oh yeah, we got music.
Good.
You got the sound.
All right.
Blew the surprise though by hovering over them. Nice.
Nice pack.
I think part of an active challenge, or the challenge is finished. I don't know.
Oh,
Is this
okay.
Is this guy a rookie? Ayo?
Yeah.
All right.
Rising star.
Where'd this guy go? UNC? Is that this guy?
Yep.
This guy. Did you guys see that photo? Was it of Jared Jeffries and the guy was clowning his All-Star outfit? Did you see that, Jack?
Oh, Jared Allen.
Jared Allen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like a normal outfit.
I know, it was a completely normal outfit.
Oh, nice pack.
Tydrome, Virginia. We're just doing college game today.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. We need the whoever curated the Cool Cats music. We need to hire them back.
Hey.
All right.
Tyrese. Top shot.
Okay.
Still surprised they traded him, but
Yeah.
So is it.
yeah.
Lugan?
Need to work.
I can't believe he's like a solid offensive player now, George. There was that one playoff series where they just didn't guard him. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah. I think it was Houston.
All right.
All right. Elite time.
Elite. Joe Flacco.
Hey, wow.
That feels so long ago for PFT commenter, the Flacco Elite bit. I mean,
Yeah.
Jack, you were probably in middle school when that was a bit. Like, not even joking.
I was in college. Wait. What do you mean bit though?
What- Jack, I'm not falling for that.
Who doesn't want a DeAndre Jordan out of 60,000 dunk against the Warriors?
See, but that is a good example, though, what we're talking about with you all day, where that's at least a sick dunk. Like, that would have been on SportsCenter.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice play.
Hey, that is
Yeah.
cool.
That was a cool play.
That's your rising stars moment.
Clay?
Play, all right.
Huh? 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 Woo! Now, wow.
That is my. I mean, NBA plays are just so much cooler in the micro sense versus.
Yeah, that's a cool dunk.
Yeah.
But like you'd sell it for $1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, but it's like fun to watch that.
But you'll never watch it again. You're not like opening it. I'll say this. I'm moving, obviously, from my old apartment to this one, and I have to put all these cards in a box, and I gotta wrap them up, and there's 98% of them are useless. Being able to transport these around is a huge reason why I haven't sold them.
I know. Alex, I will allow you to rip these if you want to go reveal all.
I was gonna say I'll reveal all. I'll go Andy on these. Trust
There
me,
you
I
go.
got you.
There we go.
do Andy proud.
Jack, how haven't you hired a stable boy for your cardboard collection?
It's not that bad. We didn't even get to see
I didn't. Okay, maybe that was a little too quick. I didn't
Yeah,
get to
Alex
see
is
it.
like, get the fuck out of here.
What do we got?
Trash,
Anything? Tim Hardaway Jr.
trash.
Next, all right.
Next.
What was that noise? It sounded different.
Desmond Bain.
Okay. Are these the packs that have rares in them? Can they? Or no?
I don't know.
Mike, say something interesting about these moments, damn it. You love every moment equally.
Ooh,
A lot of Nick Claxton in
And
these packs.
Edwards, he's sweet. Limited edition. Mitchell
Yeah, there
Robinson.
you
I had
go.
to buy that today because I didn't have my Knicks set complete without it. That Mitchell Robinson right there.
Mike, do you
$2.
auto-complete your sets the second there's a new moment you don't have?
Yeah, because what if it's the one time where they do the snapshot? For a
What
twin
if
set
they
and it's like
snapshot that?
a
I don't
Knicks-
even know.
I just check sometimes.
Uh,
Jack, you should check on your Knicks set.
yeah, I'm not completed now on my Nuggets and Celtics after completing, but
You can't. You got to just keep one involved there. To be honest, like do what you do with them. This reveal. Oh, I can't keep up with this.
There's not too much to keep up with. So.
Mike-
Desmond Bain, there we go. Rising
revealing
star.
all on these packs is like writing a 50-tweet thread without proofreading at first. It's like, what are you
Who would
doing?
do that?
I don't think he should proofread. I respect that he doesn't.
What do you think of the All-Star
right.
legendaries or like the Vince Carter moment?
Yeah, that was a bit controversial because the Raptors people can't maintain their full sets now unless they want to shell out like 12 grand for a Vince Carter.
I saw him sell for like 15 G's.
Yeah, for 15, a couple. I think it's also part of the Iverson challenge. I mean that Iverson has 27 of them now. I don't know if you guys saw that challenge. So I'm guessing that Vince settles around 10 after the challenge, but I don't know.
Jack or Mike, you want a screen share? NFL all day.
Go ahead, Mike. You go first.
All right, I'll do it.
I'll fucking do it.
This is my first time opening an NFL pack.
Well, good luck. Hopefully it opens.
I appreciate that.
Jack, as a Sixers hater, you'll be glad to know I was at that game last week. They lost by 50 to the Celtics.
Ooh.
Brutal.
Paid real US dollars for that too.
Week 17 or week 18?
But hey, you got James, so
Yeah.
17, Mike.
you got James.
Claim
Yeah, I
and
don't-
open.
I don't have a Knicks
What is
set.
this?
or what?
Why do I have to do this? Is this serious?
Yes, because you're going to be able to sell the pack because it's its own NFT.
I don't know why I have to do that. I don't like it.
I thought you were a dapper thought leader, Mike.
I've never opened an NFL pack.
No, I asked the same
I like
thing.
Skeleton Crew's comment. Yeah, we're just given all these packs, especially Alex. He's the lead content creator on this show.
I still, all time, I think I received 2 common packs the first time Jacob came on the site. Are the only influencers, 2 $9 packs.
I think I got a what did I get? I got a base pack, which they were $9 packs, but at the time, like they were worth hundreds of dollars. But I got a base pack to tweet that the Dapper withdrawal process worked.
Skeleton Crew, content creators, they're just like you. They put on their pants, one pant leg at a time, and then they hop in the queue, just like you, Skeleton Crew.
Oh, this is kind of fun. All right.
You're back in. Ooh.
Oh, okay. This is the fucking Mike pack. All this guy does is rip rares.
All right.
It's Patrick Mahomes. What a life.
Let's see the other angle. Is there, yeah, here we go.
There's got to be more than that, right? Oh, it's another
Nice. I don't know who this is.
You don't know who Gregory Rousseau is?
Oh
Nope.
my god. Yeah, now Pete, you can make fun of Mike and Andy.
The problem is I don't know who Gregory
You don't know
Rousseau is.
Gregory Rousseau?
I don't know fucking defensive players. Get out of here. Donta Foreman now.
There you go.
What are you talking about?
That's
The
his
real
point.
Derrick Henry.
The real Derrick.
Look at that.
I love the single-digit skill players. That's sweet.
He's a free agent. Where do you want him to land, Alex?
I mean, running backs don't matter, Pete. So I mean, doesn't matter.
Correct
You
answer.
mean it's a
Trick
rare? What
question.
does it mean?
I mean, it's green.
It's a green. Probably just means you got something sick again.
Rare.
Rare. Seattle Seahawks. DJ Reed.
All right, sweet.
I didn't even watch the moment. I was actually interested to see what it was. He goes sweet and X's it out. At least watch it before you put it in the treasure right next to your penis, your pocket. All right.
Do
Are you
we
gonna
want to do
open
this one too, or no?
Nah, you're done. You're done.
All right.
You're done. All right, Jack's turn.
I had a good time with it. But Mahomes is fun. I like that.
You're just like us. This is good market research. Like Dapper should film people like in focus groups, opening defensive players versus offensive players and seeing their reactions.
All
right, Jack.
All right, let's do it, fam. Clean and what?
Is Mahomes like the number one dude to get, or are the rookies worth more?
We're in
This
price
is
discovery
happening.
mode.
Yeah,
What do you guys think, though?
marketplace wasn't open too long.
Mahomes.
I think Mahomes.
I think it'll be Brady then Mahomes.
Yeah, that's true. Brad Brady, yeah.
I'm so upset there's no Lamar moment. All right, can you see
Malik
my screen?
has 16 defensive moments and only one QB. You are rich in defense, my man.
Yeah, Eric. Yeah, I know. Well, actually, I think they tried to open it today. But anyway, I'm just curious to see if we think Mahomes.
I'm getting
will be...
ahead of the claiming on mine. I'm going to claim mine right now. After saying.
The darn Flow blockchain.
It is true. No one runs better than NBL.
What is
No
it?
one.
I
That was
have
a good pack.
terrible pack luck. I have objectively bad pack luck.
Not on
Why?
here,
'Cause
buddy.
you ripped like a finals one with Ja Rule and it wasn't a LeBron.
It wasn't LeBron, the second one. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's roll it. I didn't hit share audio, I don't think.
It does it for you. It knows.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do it. All right, I'm got standard. All right.
Jack got his hopes up for a little green box.
Yeah, I wasn't the little green guy. All right, I'll admit I don't know Tyson Campbell.
I'll admit it right there with you, brother. Alex, do you know Tyson Campbell?
Nope.
I don't know. I don't know who that
Definitely
is.
plays defense.
I swear I would have bet a lot of money to say like I know everyone in the pack. I have never heard of that.
Rookie.
No.
I can name like 4-string running backs and not like star defensive players.
Davis. Mills. Oh, he throws it up.
Who had
That's
that
really
catch?
confusing because Mark Ingram was number 2.
Is that our guy?
That's their set.
Oh, Dorsett.
Yeah.
I did see there's a couple good Conley moments.
What are? Oh, okay. Rookie. Ooh, don't.
Yeah, you got 2 rookies.
Oh yeah.
Don't sleep on Tyson. Rookie debut. All right, so
Davis
these are
Mills.
the 3 Badgers. T.Y.
All right.
All right. Ghost.
T.Y. T.Y.
Always nice when you can get a guy's Top Shot debut and final Top Shot moment all in one.
This is
One
NFL
game
all
you played
day,
last
sir.
year.
All right, so this has to be a Super Bowl moment, right?
I don't think anything.
Not
has to
sure.
be.
If this isn't a Super Bowl moment, I'm go. All right, here's the deal.
Jack, the tweet.
I will be sending a nasty tweet if this is not a moment from these two.
Please don't be a Super Bowl moment. All right, you
Super
got
Bowl.
Daryl,
All right,
have
yeah.
you been playing the game?
Now this is my
Oh, this
kind
is
of
a
guy.
nice play. This is a nice play.
Little wheel route there.
Yeah. I mean, you want to talk about things that are not fucking memorable 3 years from now as a Daryl Henderson wheel route in the second quarter. Gosh. darn it.
That was the moment in the Underdog House when Josh Norris was on absolute tilt when he realized Sony Michel wasn't going to touch the ball
Yeah.
anymore that game.
Yeah. He cost my followers a lot of money. But,
All right. Walk off Super Bowl premium pack, Jack.
wait,
None of
you
this-
got a premium?
Yeah, did I not say I did?
You said you were in the car and then I don't know.
No, yeah, I like to build drama. All right, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. I believe I have 9 moments. The other thing, this is like the Zed horse racing in a straight line, a pack opening. NFL all day technology can only list them.
Right.
Data.
Ooh. Ooh.
How many spooky moments is the premium?
Ooh. All right. Nick Chubb, let's go. The chat's already tilting.
This is they lost
Nick
this
Chubb?
game.
All
I
right.
think Baker sucked. Or something.
Jack, maybe as the Prince of Cleveland, I'll think about sending you that moment.
Yeah, I'll do Cleveland moments as like my Van Vliet of
MVS, let's go.
against the Rams.
Anytime I just get an offensive player, it feels like a win. It's going to be the Packers wide receiver 1 with Jordan Love when Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers leave. All right.
It's nice to see them into the 10K though. That's what's up.
Here we go. Hayden Hurst.
Why did you get excited?
Anytime it's an offensive player that I know, I get excited.
Nice little bro.
Uh,
What's the Mooney lot?
the what?
I don't know. John Thompson said I wouldn't survive the Mooney lot.
Municipal lot, I assume he's referencing.
I don't know what that is.
Jack's not a man of the people. He doesn't know what a municipal lot is. Brandon Ayuk, here we go.
Plant
This was a sweet play.
Yeah.
house call or no?
Nah, we don't get those around here. There's not enough house calls to go around. Trey Lance going to turn this guy into a top 10 wide receiver next year, right, Alex?
Absolutely.
What is the move the chains part of that? Is that like a
You got a first down.
First down, Mike.
No,
Ever
I
watch
know what
football?
that means, but like, what is that like phrase type? Like anything that's a first down, it says
Super Bowl,
that?
common.
Stafford, Super Bowl. Let's go.
That's sweet.
Cup touchdown.
What is that badge?
I was right
Right.
there.
This is what it's like to be an influencer, folks. Matthew Stafford to Cooper Kupp.
What is that badge?
This
Super Bowl.
badge, championship year. All right, here we go. More offense. The run good comes to an end.
Okay, so moving change is the set name. Thank you for people who actually answered that in the chat. Blue, I see you. Eric, I appreciate it.
What a hit.
All right. I'll be sure to Wikipedia that guy later.
ARN?
All right, I'll take a little Devin Singletary.
I think I have one of these.
I think I remember you opening those on
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
I am Pete Overhead.
I mean, these bots, they're really evolving.
We're friendly.
And I'm too lazy to even delete them here.
He doesn't have a
Double MVS. The play so
Wow.
nice you had to get it twice. If anyone is interested in MVS, I'm kind of a whale in the all-day community.
Cornering the market.
Okay, if I can figure out. All right, my final moment, a walk-off moment. Please give me some of that NBL luck.
I think
Love
it's the Super Bowl one. Aaron Donald, I'm calling it.
Thank you to Alex for
AJ.
joining us tonight. Please check out Flowty for Mike. Please check out Jack's Instagram for more photos of him wearing makeup. What do I got?
Aaron Donald.
Rare 516, Houston Texans DB, Draymond Smith. Let's fucking go.